Okay, I'm sharing the screen. You are able to see, right? Uh, in the last in the last session, we have seen about replay block functions, how to write CAPL code to enable to run replay blocks and to stop the replay block and pause the replay block, various things which related to the replay block. We controlled them using our programming. That's what we studied in the last session. Today, we are going to discuss something about environmental variable function. First of all, we should know what is a EV variable. EV variables are nothing but a documented variable. The variables, those are stored in a file and then they are associated with the Kano configurations. These variables are something like a documented variable. Because of that, it's similar to our global variable in C programming. Only difference is in the C, that is you cannot separate the global variable from your program. So those two are merged together. They are not the variables, global variables are not separate entity. When you want to do so, they used to have an header file. In that header file, they used to store all those variables with their respective initial values. The same way here, the variables are stored in a DBC file, and their initial values are also assigned. Assigned. Sir, somebody is calling me. Hello. Hello, Naresh. அது இல்லைம்மா, நீங்கள் ஏற்கனவே இருந்த இஎக்ஸியை மட்டும் ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணால் போதும். உங்களுடைய அது மட்டும் போதும் இல்லை, ஏற்கனவே இருக்கிறது அப்படியே ஒர்க் ஆகும். அந்த இஎக்ஸி ஃபைல் அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கும். ஜஸ்ட் யூ ரீப்ளேஸ் இஎக்ஸி அண்ட் ரன் இட். அதுக்கப்புறமா என்ன இது இருந்தால் எனக்கு சொல்லுங்கள். ஃபீட்பேக் இருந்தால் சொல்லுங்கள். நான் எல்லாமே பண்ணிட்டேன், நீங்கள் கேட்டதெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணிவிட்டு சொல்லுங்கள். ஹலோ, இப்போ நான் ஓகே, எனக்கு இப்போ நான் கிளாஸில் இருக்கேன், எனக்கு பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லுங்கள். ஓகே, தேங்க்ஸ். Okay, so we have okay, to access these EV variables in our Kano configuration, we have two functions. What we used to do, we will read some value from those EV variables. In those cases, we have to use get value is a function. It will retrieve a value from a EV variable. When you want to assign some value to those EV variables, you have to use another function called put value. So these two things are very important. We have other other functions like call all env where, and then get value size, enable control. Those things and all not that much important. We won't use them very frequently. When you think about accessing the EV variable, there are two functions. It is very much important that those are get value and then put value. Get value will receive a value from EV variable. Put value will assign a value to EV variable. So so that we cannot use assignment operator to assign value to EV variable, but we can do that in system variable. If there is a system variable, you can use assignment operator to assign the value to them. That is different. We are going to study them in detail later point of time. As of now, what we have to understand is these EV variables are somewhat different. To access them, we have to use these functions. Let us create, otherwise we cannot create EV variables now, because from version 12 they stopped supporting EV variable. So in future we will not have even supporting EV variable will be removed. As of now, what they have done is, because so much of Kano configuration. Usually, when you take automotive industry, the configuration a product, automotive product will run for 5 years, 6 years like that. Single product will be running. Okay, if for example they have developed some Kano configuration in version 8 or version 11, something like that, in those days those things have been developed using EV variable. Suddenly if they stop the support of supporting EV variables, those product, those Kano configuration used in real-time projects, right? They will suffer. So in order to avoid that suffering, what they did is, if you have already EV variables created in your database, you can use them, but you cannot create it by your own. So you cannot create a new EV variables now. That is not possible. Only thing is we can use it. So I have created some EV variable in the past. I have also associated those databases with Keno configuration. Let us see what are those EV variables, and we will write some simple capital programs to access them. For that, I up the Keno configuration first. Let that to load. Meanwhile, we will see some other stuff. Okay, like in CAPL, we have different types of declarations. Uh, we have different types of variables. So we have different data types. We have to understand what is their limit, like how much a byte means, how much bits it contains. Like that, we should have a clarity. Then while we use, if you think like integer is 32-bit, you will make some mistakes in while writing the capital program. So for that, they have given here a clarity about capital data types. So 8-bit, your byte and character variables will have 8 bits. This is similar to C programming. The only thing is, in C programming, we don't have a data type called bytes. Here, we used to have char. Here also we have char. Additional to that, we have a byte as a data type. There is no difference between these two. Okay. uh, we will use them when the time, it is matter of time when we have to use byte, when we have to use characters. The next data type is integer and word. The integer and word both will accommodate 16 bits. You cannot go beyond that. Integer in CAPL can have, this will join in 5 minutes. Okay, let him join. Anyhow, we have a recording here, recorder session. So the integer will be like 16 bit and word also 16 bit. Then D word, there is another data type, D word or long. When you use these data types, your variable capacity will be 32 bits. It can hold 32 bits of data. It is also an integer one, 32-bit integer. Then we have float and double. This is 64 bits. Floating points numbers are 64 bits. So there is no the fractional number or decimal number which is of 32 bit here. Everything is, every fractional number will be of 64 bits. So that is the thing that we have to understand. The another thing is we have other data types, object types like MS timer, timer. Yep, that is MS timer is for millisecond and timer is for second. The message is to declare a CAN packet and then programmed group, I believe. This will be this PG will be used in J1939 standard programming. When they program that, they use this PG. Otherwise, 11-bit identifier, there is no, this PG will not be used much. Okay, so here, okay, it's loaded. Here they have given some examples of example how to declare this variables. Before that, let us see about EV variable and then we will come back to this. So EV variable, here I have something, this is for batch 2, 1. Let me remove this database and then let me add batch 3 database. When I open this database, we see some EV variables here. These EV variables are created before. Even now, I can create by using some backdoors because I know the file format of this DBC. Using that, I can create, but you cannot create because they disable the new option. So you cannot create that because you use this interface to create EV variable. So they disable that. Only we can use it. So let me assign some value to this engine temperature we have, engine force we have, engine power we have. What is the difference between force and power? Okay, let me give some input to this ENV engine temp. How can I give that? First, well, the easiest way is we can associate this with some GUI and then we can feed that EV variable using that GUI. That is one way. Another way is key press. By pressing some key, we can put some value to this EV variable. I am going to use key press for this case. So in this case, so let me, I should have a capl for that. Let me edit this capl. times. Okay, let me go for that. It's so fine. Okay, brilliant. Okay, this is it has some codes before. Let me comment those codes because I am not going to use them. Our aim is to input EV variables. That is our aim. Just to comment this. So what? How can we input that? So for that you have to select value object, and then first we have using key press we are going to do, right? So for that, system on key. On which key? When I press key A, I want to put some value to EV variable. Put value EV variable name. How can I access the EV variable name here? You can simply type your EV variable name env. So they will list out here using intelligence. Otherwise, you can just right click here and then select insert value object, and then you select environmental data. So here you will get like this. So select engine temperature and then press OK. That's all. After that, you want to give some value to each. What is the value that you want to give? 10. Okay, that's all. So when you want to feed EV variable, you should use put value EV variable name and then the value that you want to give. Okay, when I press B, the value of engine temperature should be printed. How can I do that? I use another on key event. In that, I just use B. Then, how can I read EV variables? So, write the value of EV is percentage %d, comma, get value of EV variable name, ENV engine temp. That's all. So A is giving some value to that, B is printing that value to us. Okay, when I put some value to this engine temperature, that I want to reflect, that value should be reflected in the CAN network, CAN traffic. How can I do that? So you can add a even procedure for that on env var, on env var. So env var name. So what is the env var name? Engine temperature. When there is a change in the ENV engine temperature, you have to capture that. Capture to what? Engine data dot, sorry, colon engine temperature dot phos is equivalent to, okay, get value. You get the value of what? This. Here this means this EV variable. Okay. Okay, so we are also mapping the value to CAN network, that means CAN traffic. Let me compile it. Okay, so in order to, I need to get ABS. Engine data is an ABS message, I believe, if I am not wrong. It is under engine data is from VCM, PCM. In your case, batch 3, it is from PCM. So I should enable the PCM node. PCM is not here. So I just add a remove dim DCM and then add configuration. Then I select PCM. Okay, that's all. Now let me run it. So now we are seeing the traffics from PCM node. We have all our things, but the engine temperature remains in 0. Now I want to change that. To change the value to 10, first I should press A. When I press A, the EV variable will be updated. When there is a change in EV variable, the respective change will be captured in the signal. Let me check whether the EV variable, how can I affect the EV variable? I can do it by means of key press. At the same time, I want to monitor the EV variable that there is a change. How can I do that? I can use data window. Here I can add engine temperature. It is 0 now. Okay. Let me put press A. When I press A, the value becomes 10. That means the value is changed to 10. The same value should be mapped into signal, can signal. So let us go and see the trace. The trace as 10 degree, but the raw value is different. That is because of calibration. We don't need to bother about it. The temperature is reflected as 10. This is what we want. So this is how you can affect the EV variable, that EV variable change can be captured in the traffic. Okay, I want to print the EV variable content. For that, I can use write function. So I just press B. When I press B, the value of EV variable is printed. Okay, so like this you can use. This is the very frequently used function with respect to EV variable in Keno. These two functions are used in testing also, because in olden days we don't have system variable, so everything most of your test case will be setting and testing and reading some EV variables. That is what entire test case will be. So using that, they will perform. They will validate some the signal values, some CAN traffic values. Everything will be done using those EV variable itself in those days. So when you see your test cases, you will find many get value and set value functions. Then the variable declaration, that's what we studied about, what are the different data types and their limits or size in bits we saw. Then here they have given us some examples here, they declared a variable. So here a integer variable j is declared, and then k is declared and assigned with 2. But when, as far as the CAPL is concerned, the each variable that you declare will be initialized with 0, because they are not declared in the stack memory. There is no concept of stack in CAPL. Every variable will be declared in the RAM only. So in that case, by default, every variable is static and every variable is assigned with 0 implicitly. So you no need to initialize 0 for some things. If you want to assign some variable to 0, it is not needed in case of CAPL, because implicitly it happens. So then they have declared another variable x and assigned some uh, decimal fractional value to it. Then they also declared a character variable p. Okay, uh, they also declared some arrays. Initially they declared a long data array. So this long array can have 10 long variables. Long variables means 32-bit variables sequentially, one after another. Then we have an integer array of one-dimensional array of 5 in size with the name vector. So they also initialized that one-dimensional array. Then we have a two-dimensional array that is also initialized. Then a string declaration. They also shown us a simple how to declare a string in Capel. So let us try this one and we'll check whether these are working as per expectation. So to declare that, we have to all your variables that used in any Capel should be declared within the variable block. Each thing is called as block. In this block only we have to declare all our variables. What are the syntax told? Int j, then comma k equal to 2. This is one declaration. Then we have double x, x is equal to 33.7, I believe. Then char p. Then a one dimensional array, long data, data, yeah, data of 10. If I declare like this, all 10 element will be initialized with 0. Then we have an int vector of 5, I believe, with the data 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we have a terminator. Then one dimensional, two dimensional array, matrix, int matrix similar to C declaration 2 comma 4, 2 comma 4, 2 4 6 8, 2 4 6 8 comma 1 3 sorry 3 5 7. So this is another example. Okay, how can I access these declarations? How can I print them? So we will use our already, we have a B, right? We use the same to print their values. To print J and K, I use a write function, write value of J and K, percentage D and percentage D, J comma K. This is one thing. Then write value of X, you have to say X as the value. Then we have this one. What we have? We have one dimensional array. So we have data, sorry. Then we have character P. To print the character P, write value of P is equal to percentage C comma P. So it will be null. Right. Now we have to print after that P, we have data, it is empty. So let us check whether it is empty. So for that, for we use a looping statement. For j is equivalent to 0, j less than 10, j plus plus. Here we are write percentage d comma data of j. So we are printing it here. Then after j data we have vector for j is equal to 0, j size is actually 5, j less than 5, j plus plus. Write percentage d comma vector of j. The next thing, two dimensional. So for j is equal to 0, j less than 4, oh, I think 2, number of rows first, j less than 2, j plus plus. And then we have another for k is equal to 0, k less than 4, k plus plus. Then we have a stuff like write percentage d comma, what is that, matrix of j comma k. That's all. That's how it is. Then we have a string variable. So char username Jack Bean equal to Jack Bean. Okay. So to print this, we have to use write percentage s user name. That's all. So let us try whether it works as expected. We compiled. So it's very simple. You have to stop and then restart. Then I press B. That's all. So it is initially j is 0, k is 2, and then x is 33.7, p is empty. First 10 bytes, 10 long integer values are 0 because they are not initialized. Then we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have a matrix. The matrix is 2 rows and 4 columns, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 1, 3, 5, 7. That is coming. Then we have a string variable Jack Bean. So everything is working fine as expected. So like this, these are the differentiation in which we can declare variables in CAPL. So then they have given us the timer. We already seen enough examples in timer in the past. Only thing is we didn't see a second timer. We had seen only millisecond timer. Let us try how to declare a second timer. So to declare a second timer, you have to just use timer, that's all. Then timer name. So just to say 1 second. Then you save this. How can I should, when you declare a timer in CAPL, it is just the object created in the memory, that's all. You have to start. Once you started, you have to feed how long it has to run. After, once you set that, once you told it, uh, once you told it, it will run for that particular period of time and then will stop. Then you have to restart. Everything is you have to do. If you take a microcontroller programming, there used to be some timer configuration register. You will go and configure your periodicity, and then you will enable the timer. That's all. It will keep on, it it it's keep on running the with a set periodicity without any problem. But in CAPL it is not like that. You have to initialize the timer every time when it is stopped, and then have to start it again. So to start this timer, I should have some events. So I use on start event for that, because by default this event will happen when I start the Keno configuration. So set timer is the function that you have to use to start the timer, and then the timer name 1 second. So call that timer, yeah, timer, and then time in second. So whatever the number that they give here will be in terms of second. But whereas if the same set timer, if I declare this 1 sec timer as millisecond timer, ms timer means here this 1 will mean 1 millisecond. So it has a different meaning. And it is purely based on data type of your timer object.